welcome. Today I'm going to be fermenting some veggies. Let's get started.
How do you master your skill?
Some people dream of good things. Very few people stay awake and do them.
So what I'm going to do is just cut these in half. Oh, they're a little bit big. And then cut them into batons. So I'm going to do fermented carrots and some fermented beetroot. So why eat fermented food? Fermented food is really good for your belly, and it's really good for you to digest. For your digestion, so that's why I'm doing it. Next thing you want to do is have your glasses and wash them. Hot soapy water. So then you have your glass. What you want to do is just fill up the glass with carroty goodness. Just like push them down. The good thing with not being very good at cutting batons is that you get weird shapes and they fit so nicely. Whoop. Okay, so what you don't want is for them to be above the brine level, so just be careful of that. Decide how high you want to go. Oh, I'm loving the. You can tell that these are homemade because like none of them are the same, and that's what I went for. Really pack them in. Right, now that's like basically done. So when that's basically done, what you want to do is take a big jug of water, and this is 2 litres of water. And for 2 litres of water, we want 2 to 3 tablespoons per litre. So I'm using kosher salt, because this is the only salt I use, and because it doesn't turn the water a weird colour. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, and 1 more. 6. Give that a bit of stir. So you're meant to use, I think they say in America, well water or filtered water, or I think it's distilled water. But here in the UK we don't have like that available. So what you can go and do is just use normal tap water, leave it out overnight, and all the chlorine and fluorine will just evaporate out because they're a gas at room temperature. Science. So yeah. So if you were to taste that, it's like salty, but not unpleasantly salty, and that's what you're going for. Like, it's okay. You couldn't drink it, but it isn't unpleasant. So all you do is go right up and you take your cap here and you just put it on lightly. You can hear that rattling around. Make sure all the bubbles are out. Very professionally with a really fancy tool. can see with that really fancy tool, all the bubbles are now out. Push them down. Make sure you don't put your finger in the brine water, that'd be gross. Oh no, that one is coming off there. That one was dangerous, it was above the brine. Oh my god. They're really good. Oh, that one too is. I don't want to endanger my family. I'm going to eat them whilst they're all out. I'm going to just chop it up so it's well above. There you go. Done. So, that is jar number 1. So, you want these to ferment to how much you like. You might like it after a day. Try it. A couple of days, few days. People say, oh, it's not fermented, but do what you like. It doesn't have to be as sour as whatever that other people like. If you like it that way, then do it your way. I personally really like fermented veggies, so I start like snacking on them straight away, like day 1, and then like I like them with time if they last, but everybody each their own sort of thing. Go down. So it's up to you, and you can experiment with shapes as well. You don't have to do it like bath bombs. I do because they're just really easy to eat. How many carrots are really delicious? I think they look really pretty too. Like that. Okay. As you can see, they're all neatly lit up, and you would think that a machine put them in. Okay. And my clear water now. It's the same water, it just had a chance to dissolve. There you go. And then I just put this on loosely. Just leave it on the side for a couple of days or however long you want to leave it. Once again, the vibrations will just bring up any air bubbles. Just double check if anything's coming on above the line, just eat it. So remember, you're in 3% solution or 3 tablespoons for every quart. It should taste salty, but not be like overwhelmingly salty like you want to wreck. I think it's like salty enough that it's like okay. And if you are nervous, then you can go ahead and just add some salt. It doesn't matter. Just don't make it like so unbearably salty you can't eat it. Yeah. You can add other things into it, but just be very careful that whatever you add into it, it gets a lot stronger. So I did this with my sauerkraut. I was like, oh, whatever, I love garlic. But like it was so garlic, it was adorable. So just be careful. Right, next thing I'm going to do is my favourite fermented beetroot. So I'm just going to go ahead. They are like quite squishy. Like, can you see the give in there? Ready? Whoops. So they need to be done. I only really eat beetroot fermented, but I'm also extremely lazy, so I haven't done anything with these. Okay, so you can store fermented stuff for about a year, but just make sure that you try it over that course of that period because it could get a bit sour for you. And if you don't like it, don't make it again. Sauerkraut. So like the sauerkraut I made 2 cabbages worth. I'm not cutting towards myself because that'd be dangerous. This is squishy too. And I just don't like it. It's just horrible. I should have done this when I did the last lot. Right, just going round, round, round. So yeah, if you're like it's a chore to eat, then don't make it again. So that's my advice. Or just maybe put less garlic in it, because the garlic tastes rank after if you put too much in. And like, I'm super lazy, so my advice would be like, I have some fermented cabbage, sauerkraut in my fridge, and it's slightly inconvenient to get out because it's in a tall jar. I would say don't do that, so that you don't have that stopping you using it. I know what you're thinking, what a massive beetroot, and why didn't she just do this when she first pulled it out of the ground? And I say, yeah, me too. I overwintered this beetroot. Just want you to know that. What was the point? In my defence, I needed to move the ground because I wanted to tread there. So it was totally worth it. Months it took me to grow this. It's a baby beetroot. And you can see I was so desperate to eat it that I left it for ages in the fridge. It's not even bleeding because it's so dried up. And now my last one. I think I'm just going to go ahead and just cut this. I could peel this, but... Right, I'm going to go ahead and just wash these, just because they're like really earthy. Just to be on the safe side, I'm just washing them under some water. Aha. So I'm just going to do the same as with the carrots and just bat on these bad boys. I feel that this is more enjoyable, but I think it's because the fermented beetroot's my favourite. So I feel like cutting it is probably as tedious as the carrot, but I just don't feel like it is because I'm thinking, ooh, fermented beetroot. And do you know what I'm going to do? Is I'm going to have my jar at the same time, and then I'm just going to put them in. I'm going to edit this so I look dead, like I'm ready and like, oh, this is the jar that I washed earlier and it's completely done. I like how this is the same as this in the chopping. So my favourite beetroots are either the golden beetroots or the like for taste, the golden ones are the white ones for taste. But for colour, I really like the candy beetroot. There you go. It doesn't fit. But these ones are these are like the traditional beetroot, aren't they? Like when you think beetroot, you think blood and like this sort of beetroot. Oh, they go in. Look at that. That's the thing I like about. So when you have, this is why I choose to do them when they're slightly bendy. No, like they actually squish down more. I don't think I've ever done these with like hard beetroot, to be honest. Because normally I'm like, oh, my beetroot's getting squishy, I must do something with it. Now, if you don't like a really sour one, you could totally put these in the fridge and have them ferment in there, which will give them a slower rate of fermentation. Okay, well, these are just we'll snap them. Alright, I'm going to take this and you just these are really sweet. These are like harder to get the bubbles out. I'm just going to use this. So you can use anything. And you just go down. Just get that bubbles out. So the reason why, oh, there we go. The reason why it matters is because you want this to undergo anaerobic, and any air will make it aerobic. Ah, oh, come on. So it is, well, I don't think it's that bad, like you won't, but I don't want to risk it because it'll be the wrong bacteria. We want it lactose bacillus. Ugh. Come on. So you want it to be salty and what's it, salty and anaerobic, and then that is how it does. So depending on what type of fermentation you're doing, fermentation, like that's the word, fermenting, you're doing, it depends on all the conditions that you want. Right, don't really break my spoon. Let's buy one of those fermenting things and just like, yeah, I'll get that. And then you're like, oh, I'm going to put it here. And then you never see it again. Alright, that'll do. Okay, now all the bubbles are gone. Does look pretty. That is a tasty spoon. Above the brine. Once again, it is like salty but not unpleasant. Sadly, these ones didn't make it. I have to dispose of them. How wasteful. Oh. Okay. So that's not open. And that will just stay there for a few days. And I'll make a salad out of these and take it to work. Probably with an egg. Because we have so many eggs this time of year. So yeah. Thanks for watching. Oh, it logged out. It's my coffee machine. I didn't have enough water to make a coffee, but I had enough cream itself. Thanks for watching.